Hi everyone, it's Wezi here, back with another video. And today's video, I want to answer this question. How often should you change jobs? At what point do you decide that, you know what, I think this is a time for me to switch jobs. I think I should start looking for another job. I think, you know what, this is it. At what point do you decide that? So I'll be covering that in this video. Now, let me quickly say this from the onset to say this video doesn't answer everything. Main reason why I'm saying this is because there's no one size that fits all for different people. I wouldn't say whatever I say in this video is like, you know what, let's just follow this. I'm simply doing this video mainly because I'll share some points that will help you decide whether you have to stay at your current job or whether you may want to decide to change. But also, I'm doing this video just to kind of like share my experience in changing jobs. I think I've changed a lot of jobs in the past few years. So let me quickly give an example. My father has worked for 35 years and he has only worked in three places, and all of these were in the government. So I've said 35 years for 3 years. Let's just say 10 years at each place. But for the other place, it was around over 10 years. Now, there's me here who has worked for around 8 or 9, give or take, years. And I've changed more than 7 places. Wow, I've changed a lot of jobs. But anyway, so actually in the last 5 years, in the last 4 years, I've changed 3 jobs just in a space of 3 years. So one of the reasons why I'm doing this video is I want to share why I changed the jobs or why I decided to change. Now, what I'll do in this video is I'll kind of like talk of the reasons why people leave their jobs or the reasons why people decide to change their jobs. Likely, you'll find your reason in one of these. I think there'll be 6 reasons why you may want to change a job. And then after that, I'll give what I would say my experience in terms of job search on how long you can stay at a position. So there are a lot of factors at play. So whatever I say here will not be like exhaustive. I won't cover everything, but at least I'll cover a greater part of many experiences, because I mean I've kind of like done a little bit more of some research on this. So let me talk about the reasons of why people decide to change or look for other jobs. Now, the first reason, as most of you know, is to do with career growth, or what other people call career advancement. So for the sake of growing in your career, you'll be like, you know what, I think I've worked at this position for the last 5 years, the same position, I've been a procurement officer. I think now it's time for me to change. Let me look for maybe a procurement manager position, or maybe let me look for a finance manager position, because I've been a finance officer for a long time. So in that case, I would say what you want to do is to grow in your career. You want to kind of like advance. Now, that's the first reason. I'd say most of us do change jobs for that reason. I'll talk about myself later, but we do change for that reason. Now, the second reason why we change is to do with the work environment itself. Sometimes the work environment is not conducive for you. Now, not that, I mean, this is a long topic, but I'll just say it may not be conducive for you. I remember I worked at a certain place only for 4 months. To be honest, I felt like the work environment wasn't conducive for me, and then I quit within 4 months. I mean, I even quit before I got another job. I was just like, you know what, I'll go home, I'll stay home. So I quit within 4 months. So sometimes it's to do with the work environment. So you'd be like, you know what, I'd rather go to another work environment. At least maybe there, I'll be able to have some, what do we call, peace or mental health. The whole work environment thing is to do with maybe mental health to some extent, because yeah. So that's the second reason. So let me talk about the third reason why people do change jobs. It's to do with work-life balance. Sometimes maybe you have a job that is requiring a lot of hours from yourself, then you don't have time for your family, so you like to have time for your family. So you'd be like, you know what, I'd rather take less hours as long as I spend time with my family and the like. So yeah, I would say that work-life balance, or maybe flexibility, let me put it that way as well, to say you're either looking for at least a balance in terms of your work as well as your family time. So the fourth reason why people change jobs is to do with looking for challenges. Sometimes you can work in a position and reach a point that you're like, you know what, I think I know everything to do with this position, and that you can even confidently say, you know what, I can do this job with my eyes closed. I don't know if you've heard of that saying before. So sometimes you work and you've reached a point that you can do it with your eyes closed, and you'll be like, you know what, I think I just want something to challenge me. I think I just want something different. So that's also one of the reasons why you can look for a job. So that one is in line with you reaching a ceiling in that position yourself. You're like, you know what? Nothing is challenging me anymore. It's like routine. I've been doing the very same thing for the last, let's say, 5 or 6 years. So I just want something that is different. So let me talk about point number 5 of why people do change jobs. Money, because we want higher pay. So like, you know what, I'd rather go for another job because I mean they'll be able to pay me a little more. I don't know if you've heard of this thing to say someone who changes jobs quite a lot will likely have higher salary, because mainly when they're going to the next job, likely they won't be paid less than what they are receiving at the moment. So if they change another job, they're likely just going up. So I think that's one of the reasons why people do change jobs. They're like, you know what, if I want to increase the money that I earn, if I want to increase my salary, the best thing that I can do is change jobs. Let's say if I'm receiving 200k today, tomorrow I'll be receiving 350, the next day I'll be receiving 400. Then I mean that's one of the reasons why people do change jobs. Now the last thing in this video of why people do change jobs, just want change. I mean, sometimes people just like, you know what, I just want change. Maybe this may be in line with the one that I talked about, the environment, but sometimes you just want change. Sometimes that's what you want. You're like, you know what, let me just change. Now I've talked about these 6 reasons. Likely if you are looking for a job, or if you want to change jobs, you may find yourself in one of these. Either you're looking for a little bit more money, a little bit more money, or you're looking for a little bit more money. I do believe that looking for more money is also one of the reasons why people do change jobs, and it's really a motivation for other people, and it's not for other people. So yeah, so if you have found your reason in one of these 6 reasons, good for you. Likely you'll be able to make sense of what I want to say next. Now, when should you change your job, or how often should you change your job? Now let me talk about this theory that I'd say I came up with, or I've learned, and now I've kind of like come up with something for myself. Is to do with this. When you start working for an organization in the first year, the first thing is you're trying to understand how the organization work, how you fit into that organization. So in the first year, yes, you perform, you'll be doing much better in that position, but most of the times you're trying to find a place in that system or at that workplace in the first year. Now in the second year, this is a year that you show your I'd say your true colors, maybe, or I'd say you are able to perform exceedingly more than the expectations, because you have now known the systems. You're able to come up with suggestions. Now I'm not saying you can't do this in the first year. You can do it in the first year, but most of the times in the first year you're still trying to learn a lot of things. You're trying to know which ropes to pull and everything. So in the first year is a little bit more tricky, but people do well in the first year. Now, the second year, as I said, you're performing, you're doing much better. Now, in the third year, I think the third year is when you have to decide whether you want to stay, or maybe you have seen that, you know what, I should leave. Now, why I'm talking about the third year is because you look at all those reasons that I've talked about, 5 or 6. For example, let's look at one. You have been in the organization for at least 3 years, and now you have seen to say, either there are chances of me being promoted to a higher position, or there are chances of me getting more pay in this position, or maybe there are chances of me getting more challenges, or maybe there's chances of me being flexible in this position. In the third year, you have known all this because you've been working for the last 2 years, right? So in year 3, you'll be able to know to say, you know what, I can be able to change now. I can be able to stay here because I see the prospects of me growing in my career and the like. So I'd say in year number 3, you should decide. Now, I wouldn't say you should change jobs like every 2 years or every 3 years, but I think in year number 3, that's when you have to decide. Now, let me say one thing, a caution here to say. Sometimes you can be able to know these 6 reasons in the first year, or you can be able to even know these reasons in the first month or 2. I'll give an example for myself. I've worked for an organization for only 2 months. Actually, what happened was I only worked there for a month, because in the first month I worked. The second month I had COVID, so I didn't go to work. While I was having COVID, I received an offer, and then I wrote a resignation while I was off or whatever. You get what I mean? So the thing is, why did I not wait for 3 years for me to decide whether I wanted to stay? Because I think at that time I'd realized that I wouldn't want to stay there for a long time, because the position wasn't that really good for me. It wasn't. I think I'd reached the ceiling just by starting that position. I don't know if you get what I mean. So that's one of the reasons why. So as I said, there's no one size that fits all, but I'm just saying you can easily change, or you can easily decide when to change your position in the third year, because I think in year number 3 you have known like the pros and cons of working for the organization that you're working for. Now, as I said, the longest time that I've worked for an organization myself is 4 years, but for the last 3 jobs that I've had, 2 jobs, I've been changing after year after year, because I mean, one of those reasons, either I was looking for a little bit more pay, or I was looking for anything, like one of those reasons that I've just said. So as I said, these are some of the reasons why you may want to change your job. And now this also says, how often should you change your job? After you have critically assessed these reasons, to say, you know what, should I really change, or maybe I shouldn't? All right. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have taken some insights from this video, but I would also like to learn from you guys. So if you have anything else to share with me, just let me know, and then we'll look at and then I'll be able to learn from you guys as well. So thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.